Okay, now we are going to use our censored outcome and Tobin model. So remember, the dependent variable is now hours worked of mothers. And the first two tasks you have to do is to calculate the average. But the first one is just an average, which includes zero. So calculate the average hours worked, include of every mother, like even if they do not work. And the second average is average hours worked for those who for working mothers, right? So exclude mothers who do not work from calculating the average. So let's see how we can do. Basically, we are going to use mean command, mean hours m. This will calculate the average of hours worked for everyone in the sample, right? So it's simple, but the next average is average of hours worked if it is greater than zero. So we can put if option to restrict the sample we are going to use. So actually you could use this option in the subsample analysis. These if those conditions can be incorporated as an option, but there are different ways to do the same thing. And let's see how we can do what they give you. So first, this is the average of everyone. Full sample average is 16.6 hours. So on average, a mother works 16 hours, more than 16 hours. But the problem here is this includes non-working mothers. So even if you are not working, they are included in the calculating the average. So this may mislead. So alternatively, you could calculate average hours worked for working mothers, and then it's 31 hours. So it's more reasonable. Like you have to find a job, you have to um, work at least a certain amount of hours, so that you then you could find a better job and easier to find a job. So it's clearly different. So we would like to utilize the structure of censored regression like this. And next, number 3, we are going to use regression. So the same regression, and we are going to copy the regression command, and I will change the dependent variable. The dependent variable is now hours. And let's see, run this, and you will have this result. Regress hours m on kid count and other controls. Then it looks like additional child decreases working hours by 4 hours. Lowers so mother tends to work less if they had more child. That's obvious. It's intuitive, pretty consistent. Now however, as you know, it's linear model, so it can be misleading. Now, the next step is we are going to use the Tobin model. Earlier in the previous questions, we used the Probit model because the dependent variable was binary. So when you have binary structure, Probit model can handle that. But in here, it is not binary, but it is a censored regression structure, censored variable structure. So we are going to use the Tobin model. You may use just this command. Let me show you. Tobin model is here. So linear models and related censored regression Tobin model, right? Click this, and then you have like you have to choose hours, and as dependent variable is hours. And independent variables, just click all the other guys. And additional thing you have to do here is you have to specify the censoring structure. In this case, censoring happens at 0, and so left side is censored. Lower side is censored at 0. Lower than 0 is recorded as 0, right? So as if you put this, then that's it. So this is what you need to set up. Click OK. Then you are going to get, takes time, you are going to get the results. And in here, the coefficient of kid count is -8 compared to -4 from the OLS. It's twice larger, but again, it means nothing. It's nonlinear model, and it means nothing. So we would like to change. By the way, let me drag it, copy it to here. By the way, the last option, LL0, means lower limit is 0. So you have to put this option, lower limit is 0. If your data has a different censoring point than 0, then you have to change 0 to that point. Or your data may have upper limit censoring. Then you have to change it to UL to consistent with your data structure. So this is what we have done. And then the next step would be to calculate the marginal effects. However, here the marginal effects is not easy to calculate because you have to specify this. You have to specify the censoring structure again. So I'm going to just copy it and put it into our command. That's because I tried to find where I can find that command. It should be somewhere here, but I could not find where the options are. So when you type the option, it's easier, but I could not find how to set the option in the menu. The point here is we have to put this. We are calculating the marginal effect on y star, which is the latent variable, and censored at 0. But right side, no censoring. Left side censoring at 0. So predict this first and calculate the marginal effect with respect to kid count. This is how you calculate the marginal effect. Click this. Then takes time. Yeah. Now it's estimated to be 4.6 hours. So it's slightly different from this guy because here in the linear regression model, it does not understand the structure. So even if you are not working, something like this. So suppose that mother is not working, but if she has another baby, then it predicts that she would work -4 hours a week, which is not possible, but linear regression does not understand the structure. But Tobin model understands that. So if you are not working, then additional child will have no effect. But if you have been working like 100 hours, then additional child will have a huge impact. So overall, the average is 4.6 hours per additional kid. So this is the difference. So far, what we have calculated is this average hours and OLS effect 4.0 and Tobit marginal effect 4.6, and their standard deviations, standard errors are already calculated with their coefficients, so you could fill those numbers, right? So this is what we are going to what we could do in the full sample. And finally, the subsample analysis is easy because now what you have to do here is you are going to load this again. So go back to the data set of subsample. Subsample dataset, use subsample dataset and replace the existing data. And as we did, recalculate everything, redo everything. So let's see how it works out. So it has been done. So start from here, use subsample, and then calculate average hours for every mother in the data set. It's 26 hours, which is larger than before. And so 26 is coming in here. Numbers slightly different. But if you restrict your average to working mothers, it becomes 36, which is still higher than the full sample. And linear regression model. In the linear regression, the effective kid is only 2.6 hours, so smaller than before. And Tobin model has a different coefficient, but means nothing. Here. You have to interpret this. You have to use this to interpret the effect of kid. So additional kid will have an effect of 3 hours on mothers working hours. So as you can see in the restricted sample, we could calculate this and this from the Tobin model and from OLS and Tobin model, and we have everything on this side. So this is it in this homework. I am not going to ask you to do this. By the way, I had to fill this anyhow. So I'm not going to change the x variable. This is enough. And let me read through what we have to do. So you have to report the average and the we calculated average and average greater than 0 and probability greater than 0. So let me show you how to calculate probability greater than 0. You can use count hours m greater than 0. Then it will tell you what's count. I forgot. I'm sorry. So you have to use count if. I forgot if command. So count the number of observations that has positive hours. Then it is 1946 out of 2000. Here, you cannot see this. So here you can find the total number of observations, and here this is the number of positive hours. So when you do the homework, you can calculate this in here, in full sample and in subsample. and then verify the this this relationship. So it should be simple. And of course, you do this only for the censored variable. And this is to make a table and interpret why OLS and the Probe model have differences. So it's related to nonlinear model. And the main, if you remember, as the linear model close to 0 and 1, then it becomes more different from the Probe model, because Probe model tries to stay away from 0 and 1. So remember that and see, make an explanation to explain the results. And similarly, same thing here in the Tobin model. Tobin model makes difference as the linear regression goes to 0. So Tobin model does not want to touch 0. So as the linear regression goes below, then something is the Tobin model nonlinearly manipulate the line. And finally, in this analysis, we are using a limited set of variables like education, race, age, but like we can think of more variables that may play an important role in the effect in estimating the effect of number of kids on mothers working. For example, like a husband's income, or for example, if we could observe the mother's um, passion for work, passion for pursuing her career, for example, if we could observe that, then that would be a very important variable. And you can think about different variables, and just there is no right answer. Just imagine if you could observe what you want to observe, um, and explain how that would affect your analysis. So in other words, what would be the omitted variable bias because you could not include that variable? Okay, thank you for watching. This is homework 5, and it as you can see, it's more difficult than what you have done in the previous homework. So if you need help, let me know, and good luck. Bye bye.